Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in for my Smackdown live review. Excuse me. Just finished eating my food, and now I'm ready to do my review. Now, I do have a bit to say about this, and this show was a good show. It was better than Monday Night Raw, and there's going to be a lot to talk about. Started off with a New Day celebration, and Booker T came out to the Booker T ended up coming out with his King Booker gimmick. There's one thing I really don't understand. Why does he keep coming out to the King Booker gimmick? That's probably like one of the oddest things I really never understand. Like, whenever he is needed for TV, he tends to come out to the King Booker gimmick. What is that? What made Booker T so special in WWE? The King Booker gimmick. Look, yes, I did see the King Booker gimmick because, like I said, I've been watching WWE since 2004, and I did see the King Booker gimmick. But why didn't he just come out as regular King Booker T? But hey, I won't nitpick too much on this, but it was a good segment. It was a good segment. First match of the night was a triple threat tag team title opportunity. Winner will move on to next week. It was the Bar versus Gallows and Anderson and the Clones, Epico and Primo. Epico and Primo have been off TV for a long time. And they just come back, and now all of a sudden they're in tag team title contention. Now I understand. Now this is why I don't understand the triple threat tag team opportunities. This is why I don't like triple threat tags, because you're just gonna be putting people that really don't deserve opportunities in, like the Colones. Like, what the hell did these guys do to get in? All I know is that Epico has been injured for a very long time, and some people might not even remember that Primo was even employed. Because seriously, I really didn't understand this. I'm not saying I did not like seeing the Colones in an opportunity, but honestly, if you're just gonna bring them back and then all of a sudden they're in a title opportunity, that's like the Bella Twins. That's like Nikki Bella. She just comes back and she's all of a sudden being in talks that she's going to have a match with Ronda Rousey. You don't just bring someone back and put them in the title contention. I think the Colones, they need to climb their ladder up. They need to climb the ladder up. It wasn't a bad triple threat match either. It wasn't a bad match either. It was pretty good. And the winners were the Bar. The Bar get the win here, and I freaking love the Bar. I mean, I freaking love the Bar. If there's anything so cool about the Bar, is how funny they are backstage. They do all these soccer songs, and I freaking love the Bar. They're just hilarious. They're just hilarious, and I would love to see them get another opportunity as the tag team champions. They're just so funny. We went from a really good match to a really good segment. We had Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Jeff Hardy challenged Randy Orton to a Hell in a Cell match. Now, does this match need Hell in a Cell? That's one of my questions. That would be one of the big questions. Does this match need Hell in a Cell? I'm 50-50. Now, also, for those who don't know, this is actually going to be Jeff Hardy's first Hell in a Cell. No, I'm not kidding you. This is the first time he's ever going to have a Hell in a Cell match. This probably is the only reason why they're putting this inside the cell, because this is Jeff Hardy's first one. That could be the only reason why. But I still find it a crime that AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe is not a Hell in a Cell match. We had Billie Kay take on Naomi. And for the second week in a row, we get the Iconics with another win. Holy crap. I can't believe what the hell's going on here. This is the second week in a row now. The Iconics got a win. Great. Great. You know, I'm happy. But should I be excited that they're going to be getting a title opportunity anytime soon? Nah. They're not going to be getting a title shot anytime soon. Sure, they need to work up the ranks a bit more, but I am happy they are, you know, getting decent wins. They're finally getting some wins under their belt. Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega confronted Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. This segment then changes into a one-on-one match between Daniel Bryan and Andrade Cien Almas. I don't know why this wasn't a mixed tag, to be honest with you. Oh, right. Brie Bella is going to be making her in-ring return on Raw next week. They don't want to get Brie Bella in the ring until Raw next week. Against the frickin' Riot Squad? I think I would much rather have a mixed tag team match with Almas and Vega against Bryan and Bella than would rather see Nikki and Brie versus the Jobber Squad. Honestly. I think a lot of people would prefer a mixed tag with Bryan and Brie versus Almas and Vega. You know, give them a bit of a glimpse on what could, like, they could use that as a glimpse to show Miz and Maurice what they're going to do. But no, we get a one-on-one match instead. Not complaining. It was a very good match. It was a damn good match. And the match ends by disqualification due to the Miz and Maurice interfering. And Zelina Vega delivers a double knee to Brie because Maurice held her into the corner. And Miz and Maurice stand tall among Bryan and Brie. Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, they had another segment, and this whole stuff with Wendy continues. You know, I'm kind of getting a little, like, sure, it's a good storyline, and Samoa Joe's good and all, but don't you think this is getting a little out of hand? Can't this go above Wendy now? Why is Joe after Wendy? Like, I get the story that he wants to send AJ Styles home to see his family, but I thought this was about the WWE Championship. I don't think they have ever mentioned the WWE Championship in this entire feud. This entire feud has been all about Wendy and sending AJ Styles home, quote unquote. I feel like the WWE Championship is not really important. Sure, this is a personal rivalry, but I just don't think the WWE Championship has really been mentioned in this feud. It's been all about Wendy Styles and Samoa Joe getting to send AJ Styles home to see his wife and children while he is WWE Champion and all that other crap. Can they at least mention the WWE Championship, please? I don't think they have. And the main event, you know, shouldn't be surprised, it's Charlotte. The main event was the Smackdown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. This wasn't a bad match. To be honest with you, Carmella, you know, pulled out a few different moves. A few different moves, not too much. She was decent today. She was decent tonight. And Charlotte Flair obviously gets the win here. And Becky Lynch assaults Charlotte from behind. And the aggravating stupidity of the fans refusing to boo continues. You know, I'm kind of... This whole heel and face thing, it's ruined. The fans have ruined faces and heels. They have. I don't care what anyone says. It's these types of fans that ruin face and heel turns. They're booing a face that should be cheered. They're cheering a heel who's supposed to be booed. You know, I can say the same thing for Roman Reigns. He should be cheered. But honestly, he should be a heel. He should be a heel, yes. But ultimately, Roman Reigns should be cheered. And we all know why no one cheers Roman Reigns. We all know why. Because we don't want this political crap with Roman Reigns. But these stupid fans just don't understand the meaning of the word change. If you guys really want me to be blatantly honest, I'm glad Becky's a heel. Becky needed this heel turn more than ever. I think there's one thing that people need to understand is that when someone desperately needs the change, it calls for it. And the other thing is that I don't want to bring NXT into this, but I have no choice. I have no choice but to bring NXT into this argument. People say, and I mentioned this on Twitter, people go on, including JD, because I recently watched a few of his videos. I've been watching a few of his videos, but he goes on record to say that Becky is not a heel because she's being cheered. How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense at all? Because she's being cheered, she's not a heel. She's being cheered because these idiots don't want to boo. And people boo Charlotte because, well, she's WWE's hand-picked female as the top babyface of the company. Charlotte is the top face. She's the biggest babyface in WWE, the top babyface, but we get these silly fans refusing to do what's right. They just don't want to boo Becky Lynch. They just don't want to boo her because of one reason. They don't want to boo her because if they boo her, they're doing exactly what WWE wants. And that is the thing that's pissing me off. That these fans just don't want to do what's right. They're doing what's completely wrong. And I hate the fact that the fans just refuse to boo Becky Lynch. Sure, I can see the reasons why. Because we all know Becky's a babyface. See, that's something I understand. I understand why people don't want to boo Becky. But does that have to be a reason why you have to absolutely refuse to not boo her at all? Seems like Charlotte is copping all the heel heat, all because WWE is refusing to do what you people want. You see? Anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. People go ahead and say, because Becky is not getting booed, she's not a heel, because she's getting cheers. Well, let me explain something to you people. And this is a truthful fact. I find it so funny that things like this are said when it comes to main roster. People say this when it comes to the main roster, like when it's Roman Reigns or Charlotte or Becky. You know? Like, people say that when it comes to the main roster. But when it's NXT, not a single peep, not a single word about a heel being cheered. You know, I find that so hilarious that people mention it on Raw and SmackDown reviews, but they don't mention it with NXT. The Undisputed Era, they're heels. right? They're heels, and they get baby face reactions. So they're not heels. They are not heels because they're not being booed. In quote of JD. That's what JD said about Becky. Becky's not a heel unless she's being booed. So I'm quoting JD on this one. Undisputed Era are not heels because they are not getting booed. Same thing with the Velveteen Dream. He's not being booed. He's a heel. He's being cheered. So he's the same. He's not a heel until he's booed. JD makes crowd reactions. He's the one that makes the crowd reactions important because he keeps saying, listen to the fans. You know? He says it all the time in his reviews. He always says, listen to the fans, WWE. The fans need to choose. So friggin' what, they turned Becky heel? Why can't people just give it a chance and let it play out for a few weeks? You don't need to say, oh, well, you don't need to do a completely 180. I don't want everyone to say, oh, I'm going to give this a chance, and then do a complete flip 180 and not care about it anymore. Seems like nobody gives anything new a chance. When something new happens, there's always someone out there that has to complain. I do not get it. I do not get it. I am accepting Becky Lynch as a heel. Say what you want, but I'm accepting Becky as a heel. I'm okay with her being a heel. Anyway, guys, that is the end of this review. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you guys did enjoy, hit that thumbs up as well. Comment your opinions down below to give me your thoughts about Smackdown Live and what I spoke about with the whole face heels, how the crowd have ruined it. In my honest opinion, the crowd have ruined it. They have. I honestly believe that they are ruining the whole face heel dynamic. They are. That's just my opinion. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Be sure to follow me on my Twitter at pballantyne95 to keep up to date with everything on Twitter. And I'll see you all soon. See you guys later.